Hi, my name is Lynn. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I'll be doing a quick walkthrough of one of the mini albums I just finished. I'm making mini albums for my niece's birthdays, which are coming up in the next couple of months here. And I have this new Sizzix mini album die set that I just got. There's the product number if you're interested in getting it, and it comes with 15 dies, and that includes the dies that you'll need to assemble the book itself. So that's the base pages, the decorative layer, and the spine. And it also includes a lot of embellishment dies. So if you only had this, you could create a full mini album that's 4x6 once it's completed, and even have fun little embellishments to decorate the edges or the pages. I went a little bit overboard, and since Sizzix was having such a fantastic sale, I picked up a few other die sets to go along with my mini album projects. And first up are these photo frame die sets. I got 3 different sets, but there are others. In particular, I know there's a couple holiday ones and sort of a Valentine's-y one as well. But each of them has a set of dies and a little stamp set as well. And some of the stamps have a coordinating die that will cut that stamp out. And what's really great about these, and the main reason why I got them, is because they have these cute little photo frames that will fit. I think they're designed to fit the Instax photos. I don't have one of those cameras, so I don't know for sure, but it's about 2 by 3 inches is what will fit behind the frame. And what's really awesome about them is that they have this open area at the bottom here, and you could cut the frame out and this bottom portion would be plain, or you could drop in one of these sort of phrases, and these little plates fit right inside here, and that will cut out the word into the frame. So in this case, this one is the celebration one, and the words are party, hooray, and congrats, or you can just cut out a star pattern. And this one is the travel one, and the words on this one are journey, lost, found, wander, and travel. And the one that I use the most is this one. It's the I am phrases, and it has really fantastic encouragement words. So it's got strong, beautiful, smart, brave, blessed, enough, and grateful. So you can combine it with these stamps to say I am beautiful, or I am strong, or be strong, or you are smart. So really fun die set, and the photo frames are all interchangeable. So these plates can go into any of the photo frames. So if you do have multiples, then you can sort of mix and match. And the other great thing about these is that each frame has a slightly different design for each set. So if you're picking up multiples, you're not going to have sort of a duplicate frame. So for example, this one sort of cuts out a little banner shape on the inside. The travel one has sort of notched corners, and the celebration one has a little star pattern in one of the corners. So having multiple sets is really great because you can mix and match, and you're not, getting any duplicates. So in terms of value for money, they're really great, and you could certainly create an album without these, but I think these are a really fun way to add fun little embellishments and frames and whatnot to your pages. So I used these. The other set of dies that I used a bit were from the Hello Life set, and there's the product number. And the little tabs, well, I shouldn't say they're little because I think they were a little bit too large actually for this size mini album. But what I did use were the flowers. There's a nice set of 3 and they stack really nicely. And I used this arrows, both of them I think. And what I really love out of this is this particular tabbed arrow. The die in this set will actually cut out like a surrounding area around the arrow, and it leaves the arrow cut into your page because it does not cut this one edge here. And that way your page has a built-in tab that you can then slip another card or photo underneath it, and it kind of acts like a little paper clip. So I use this not quite the way that it was designed to be used, but I'll show you in a bit when we walk through that album where I use it and what I did with it. And then the last set of dies that I used was this one. I think it's called Journal Phrases, and it's got a little variety of words that are great for the cover, like an album, diary, journal. The numbers I used to actually put the age of my niece, because they'll be getting this on their birthday, so and the album itself is a way for them to sort of commemorate that age. So I added their age, and then this tag is a great scale for this size album, and so I actually made them a little name tag too to go along with the front cover of their album. So here you can see this is again one of 5 different albums that I created in the past couple weeks here, and my niece will actually have a name tag that has her name on it, but just for privacy reasons I just wrote out the word name. And I do have a tutorial on how to actually put one of these albums together, including how to do this sort of fake hand lettering that I did here. My hand lettering is just really not up to snuff, but I faked it, so I think it turned out okay. I used the Moonstruck paper pad. I still have some of the papers left. It's from Pink Paisley, and it comes with 36 sheets, but there are 24 unique designs. So I used each of the 24 unique designs, and I still have 12 sheets of the duplicate designs left. So that's plenty for maybe a smaller album. And this album does measure 4 by 6, but if you're using, for example, the decorative paper for the matted layer, it cuts very easily from the 6 by 6 paper, and then the portion that you have left over from that cut you can use to make all of these little embellishments. And even if you do plan on cutting the full page from the 6 by 6, it's still very possible to do that. So I did that on the front and the back cover, and you do have to line up the one edge against the edge of your 6 by 6 paper, but it will just barely have enough room to clear the tip of it. So 6 by 6 paper pad is perfect size for a project this using this die set. And I have this little envelope die set just out of my stash, so that didn't come with any of the die sets that I showed earlier. I don't even remember where I got that, but these little cutouts were part of the paper pad. The heart, though, is part of the mini album, the basic set that cuts out the pages. So you'll have that embellishment if all you got was the mini album die set. And what I did for all of the pages is I designed it so that I could cut out all these little embellishments, but I attached it with some glue dots, but just right in some of the corners or at the bottom edges, so that my niece can easily just slip in a photo. And this is a 3x4 sort of photo template that I used to just ensure that as I was designing the page, I could still get a 3x4 photo in. So this way she doesn't have to worry about finding acid-free adhesive or glue or tape or whatever. She can just slip her photos right under these little embellishments. And the frames, so you can see this one has beautiful cut out from the bottom, but the frames all are open on at least two sides so that she can slip a photo right behind there. So I'll just flip through some of these pages just to show you. This little sort of nameplate is also from the main die set, mini album die set. And this is what the photo frame looks like if you don't drop in a phrase here. So I left a couple blank ones so that she could write in her own little caption if she wanted. And I chose to cut all of my page bases out of ivory 80-pound cardstock, and I would definitely not go thicker than 80-pound. I think 65 might be a little bit better because it'll bend and fold a little bit more easily. 80-pound is starting to feel a little stiff and a little bit hard to bend because it is doubled up. So there's 2 sheets of 80-pound cardstock to make the page base, and then there's the decorative paper on each side and then embellishments on top of that. So here's where I made a little embellishment using that arrow die cut that I mentioned from the Hello Life die set. And all I did was I looked in my stash and I found a stitch circle die that was the perfect fit for cutting out the arrow with this nice little ring around it. So all I did was glue down the circle, but I left the arrow unattached so it can still function as a little sort of a little clip or tab, and you can slip a photo underneath that. So I thought these were really cute because they're cute as embellishments on their own, but they can still serve as a little tab to slip something under. The ticket die and stamp came from, I think, the travel die set, and this little film strip frame, that came from the main mini album die set, and this is just a cut apart that came with the paper pack. There's another one of these arrow tabs, and all of my embellishments, I cut them out of decorative paper, but then I also cut it again out of regular cardstock, and that way they're a little bit sturdier, so as my nieces are sort of sticking things under them or maybe even kind of bending them up a little, it'll hold up to that sort of interaction over time. And this is this swooshy arrow I think came from the travel photo frames die set, and this is another one of those mini envelope dies that I have but I can't remember, and this is just a cut apart from the paper pad. And here's another example where it says smart, and I just combined it with the I am. This was the set of 3 flowers that came from the Hello Life die set along with this larger arrow. And again, everything is kind of open, so she can easily slip in a photo. Same on this side. This little fishtail banner, that comes in the main mini album die set, so you'll get that. So there's definitely plenty in the main mini album die set that you can use to decorate. I just like having a larger variety. And here I found the scallop stitched circle, and this die actually came from Pink and Main's fruit salad crafty courtyard box, which was one of their monthly subscription boxes, but it's actually still available for sale. At least it was last time I checked. And it actually is perfect to cut out this arrow as well. So it gives you a very different look because it's a little bit more wide, the circle part, and chunkier, but still softer because it's got the scalloped edge. So for comparison, here's what that looks like with the scalloped edge, and then here's what where was it? Here's what that one looks like with just the regular stitched circle. So it gives you two different looks, which I think is awesome. It's really fun when you find something out of your stash that works well with other die sets. But I thought that that worked really great because since the pages were already assembled, I couldn't cut into the page itself. But I actually like this solution more because once I had a bunch of these little embellishments cut out, I could then just place them on the page wherever I wanted. And there's the last page. And the inside back cover I just left undecorated because I thought it was really pretty. And the back cover just says Life, and that came from the Hello Life die set. So there you have it. There's my walkthrough of this particular album. I do have a tutorial video that is super sped up because it does show you the entire process of how to create one of these albums. I did slow down the video at key parts where I'm describing the different things that I did to put one of these together because I did use chipboard on the cover and the spine. I did also have to customize my spine to make a chunkier album, and I used foam spacers in between each page, and that way the spine isn't pinched in and the pages won't sort of fan out as the embellishments, and then later when my nieces put their photos in, it won't have this sort of fanning action. Hopefully it'll still lay pretty flat. It's pretty close to its capacity, but I think there's still a little bit of room for her to add more photos and even some more embellishments if she wanted. And so that pretty much covers this album, and hopefully you'll check out the tutorial too if you're interested in knowing how I put one of these together. And you'll see in the tutorial I actually shot a different album that I made, and you can see how different the style is from between that one and this album. And it's really a testament to these dies because they give you all the building pieces and the structure to create and embellish these mini albums, but the style and the look and feel of it really depends on the paper that you're choosing to use and the different embellishments that you choose. You can definitely decorate it however you like and give each album its own sort of unique feel. So check that out if you're interested, and thanks for joining me. I'll definitely be making more albums, and I'll shoot more showcase walkthroughs of them and or tutorial style videos if there is a technique that I'm doing that's new that I feel like might be interesting to others. If you have any questions, definitely let me know and I'll do my best to answer them if I know the answer. And in the meantime, happy crafting and have a fantastic day!